it's Emma and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another cozy baking video. Today we are going to be making my grandma's signature one bowl banana bread recipe. I have made this one a couple weeks ago and Dalton has been on me about making it again because it is now becoming another household favorite and staple here in our home, and it's a grandma recipe. Of course it's going to be good, you can't go wrong. But he had us buy a bunch of bananas, literally a bunch of them at the store last weekend to dedicate for banana bread, and here we are. As you saw, they are very ripe and ready to go, and it is a breezy, brisk fall day, and I think it would be perfect to make up some banana bread to top it off. I've got my apron on, we've got our recipe in hand. Now it's time to just gather our ingredients while the oven preheats so we can get this bad boy in the oven. Okay, so I have our pan and I like to use this 4x4 or 4x4, just this 4 loaf bread pan. I just think 1, it doesn't cook as long, and 2, I feel like you get more because I know what you're thinking, a loaf is bigger, but I think you get more because they can last longer, because usually we leave one out and then we can freeze the other 3 so you can enjoy it bits and pieces at a time and don't have to worry about finishing it before it goes bad, even though it certainly does not stick around that long. But a little baking hack tip, whatever, that I like to do that I have not always done, but it has definitely proven itself time and time again, ever since I started it, is take some cooking spray, and then we're just gonna spray the insides of those. You grab some parchment paper. We're just gonna tear off a decent amount, but nothing crazy. Grab your scissors. And we're going to cut them into 4 little strips so we can line them in the pan so that we can easily lift out our breads once they are done, and it prevents the loaves from sticking terribly to the sides, and it lets them come out nice and clean and they look really pretty. Okay, so I've got my mixing bowl. I got this one from my aunt-in-law, if you will, for my bridal shower, and it has been my go-to ever since. She's just so nice and big, and not to mention so stinking cute. But I've got all of our ingredients sprawled out over here. I had to get another thing of our sugar from downstairs because I am running low in our other one because I've been on a baking grind lately. But it's gonna be time now. The easy part is just mixing it all together, and we'll get it ready from there. You might be wondering why my flour is in a plastic bag, because I poked a hole in it and now, as you can see, it gets everywhere. So as you can see, we got our batter pretty well incorporated now, and it's pretty much just time for me to add my secret ingredient to top off my grandma's recipe, and then we'll be ready for the pan. Okay, so we're back by the oven. I've got my little scoop that I like to use to dish it up. I don't really have a method to it. I just try to make them look decently similar. As you can tell, it is a little roasty toasty now, wearing a sweatshirt. Definitely brought on the cozy vibes, but just kind of scoop it up to not overflow them by any means. You don't want them to be full, because then they're going to rise and then you're going to have them go overboard. Definitely not what you want. So definitely probably consider them more halfway when you're filling them up. If you have a big loaf pan, of course, just fill it up with the mixture, because you should be just fine. But definitely shooting for that halfway mark is a good thing to keep in mind. Okay, so we got them halfway filled. They should be all set and ready to go. We're gonna pop them in there for about, the time usually says about 50 minutes for a full-size loaf pan, but I'm gonna set these for 30 to keep an eye on them to make sure I don't overcook them, and we'll just kind of babysit them as they cook. Whew. Your girl popped open a Olipop because, as if my red face wasn't saying it enough, I'm a little warm. The oven was very well preheated by the time I got the little loaves in there. But a rule of thumb that I like to live by when baking, even just cooking like dinners in general, when I'm cooking in the kitchen, I like to clean as I go, so our stuff is like either in the oven or I'm just kind of waiting for it to finish warming up. I like to do whatever's in the sink and that I've dirtied up until this point, so it's not so much to have to do after the fact. But I do have some extra bananas, so I think I'm going to make a big loaf from the rest of those that I have there while we're already at it. And we're just gonna wait for these little cutie loaves to finish baking, and we'll see the final product. Okay, we just pulled them out of the oven and they're looking really, really good. We've got some of the cracking on the top. I'll give you a better close up here. Some very beautiful cracking detail on top. But make sure that they are done all the way completely through the middle. I'm just going to take a knife. Just got a simple butter knife and just going to poke the inside of each of them. Ooh! Yes! And that's exactly what you want, is a clean knife to come out of there. Can you see your guys yourselves? But we have a clean knife that came out, which means we have some beautiful, beautiful little loaves that are done and ready. Oh, they're so cute. I guess they're not completely ready yet because we do need to let them cool before we take them out of the pan. So just a few more minutes longer. Okay, you guys, one very red face and 4 cutie loaves later, we have our little breads done. They are definitely still plenty warm, so I'm going to let them cool. I want to wait to try it in, when Dalton, my husband, if you're new here, gets home. So I am going to wait to give you a taste test. I'll fill that in here, but I have no doubt that these are going to be so good. They seriously smell so good. Like, give a good sniff and just look at how beautiful she is. Oh, it smells delectable. So I'll insert that clip in here. Okay, so the husby's home. We've got our freshly warmed banana bread with some butter. Cheers.
So good.
That is really good.
Yeah, I'm having the rest.
And now that you have seen our reaction, it is time to conclude this video. I have really enjoyed getting into my baking era, so if there's more baking videos you'd like to see, like I've said time and time again, cozy season is upon us. The days will be getting cooler and the baking vibes will just be at an all-time max. So let me know if you're enjoying this content or what else you would like to see. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for coming along and I can't wait to see you next one. Bye!